My friends, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So, going to do one of our Tuesday updates. Just kind of going over a bunch of charts as far as what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling. It's been a relatively low volume, low news week so far. So, there's not a ton to talk about. So, I'm not going to waste too much of your time. We'll blow through this as quickly as possible. If you're new to the channel, first off, thank you. Please like and subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're one of the old dogs, as you always know, much love. Thank you. I appreciate you. So, if we get, last but not least, nothing I'm giving you is financial advice. I want you to make awesome decisions for yourself, your family, and your portfolio. That is the deal. Don't just listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else on the internet. Make great decisions for yourself. All right. If we get over here into futures, this is pretty much what I'm watching right now. I mean, like I said, the thing I don't like here is we're having this walk up, but the volume is just drying out completely. Could be due to all the meetings that they've been having about all the different bank collapses. The market is just very hesitant. A lot of the money is sitting on the sidelines right now. You're really struggling to clear any of like the 50 moving averages. I've got the Bollinger Bands pulled up right here, and basically Bollinger Bands they track volatility in the market. So anytime the bands start to get really tight, then you're going to typically have a move. So low periods of volatility in the market are typically followed by high periods of volatility in the market. So we've got nothing too crazy news-wise. I know Friday's PCE. We've got Barr is Fed Barr is going to be speaking in front of the Senate tomorrow at 10 a.m. So might get some movement there. Oh, I'm sorry, no, to the House. Today was to the Senate. You got pending home sales. We got GDP on Thursday before, and jobless Thursday before open. And then it looks like a decent amount of Fed speakers on Thursday, and then Friday you've got PCE. So definitely news coming a little bit more later in the week, but overall it's just we are in a ton of consolidation. If you haven't done so already, please follow me on Twitter, Colin_Gladman. But I tweeted out the other day, I was like, the year is 2050 and SPY is still between 390 to 400 range, and it really feels like that. We're getting a lot of long wicks in here. Just low volume, low spread candles, a lot of just theta chewing up a lot of people's contracts. So this is why you got to learn how to sell contracts, not just buy them. It's been great for selling contracts, not great for buying them. So for futures, let's see here. Let's kind of draw this out here just a little bit. I mean, we're coming to decision time on this pennant as far as that goes. Could see a move as far as towards the end of the week, even Monday. Typically it doesn't go out here, but I mean, the way this market has been going, I wouldn't be surprised at all if the move was just kind of like, barely, and then, and it's, I really am anticipating until we get some clear direction as far as what the economy is going to look like, interest rates, are they going to keep hiking, are they going to pull back? I mean, it's just there's a lot of uncertainty going on. That's why you're getting a lot of crazy wicks. And anytime there's not a lot of volume in the market, when the moves do happen, they can be particularly volatile. So on SPY, kind of the same look as futures. You got this march up essentially from 380. Now we're back up to, what did we close at today? Like 395 essentially. But I mean, you can just see the move is going up and the volume is going down. So this is all red flag, okay, as far as I'm concerned. It's just, if this was towards the top of the trend, I would even be more concerned. It is relatively, range bound. So like I said, we're just kind of chilling in this range. Really, I'm not going to get, too excited or pumped up or anything like that as far as topside moves till we really clear somewhere around like 408, 410. And then, but downside moves really got to get below 380. And every time we have broken below this, the 200 moving average, we have gotten some good strong push-ups, some strong volume days as far as that goes. But then it's like as soon as we get above that 200 moving average, then just everything stops. You've got the 200 EMA that has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rejection points over the last 5 days. Today didn't even test it. And then you've got the 50-day moving average that has also been providing resistance. But you've got the 200 that is we're using as support. hadn't drawn this fib in a while. Let's see if we're really catching anything super strong. So basically came back to the 0.5 fib. Yeah, so I mean that 401, 402 at the 236, and I mean you can see all the rejection points back here. So that's, like I said, that's going to be what I'm watching for. Gotta get on top of that, and then of course, the market structure right now, since back here in October, is we are in a series of making highs and then lower highs and then a higher high. Right now, we're pretty much at a double bottom. I mean, it still made a higher low back over here, but now, the pops are getting lighter, if you will. And like I said, that's not a good sign. Plus, there's a lot of news between all these different bank failures that, can potentially keep you uneasy. So that's kind of my levels on SPY that I'm watching for. Definitely got to get on top of that, psych level of 400. So as long as SPY is in that 400 to 390 range, me personally, I'm not trading it at all. That's just me personally. So QQQ, we had that bull flag breakout. Then it came back up here into this symmetrical triangle and then started to drop out of that earlier today. Did recover towards the end of the day, but it might be, once again, you can see that even those, push-ups where typically, towards the end of the day, you're going to get a lot of volume. So this might even be just pushing up here a little bit and retesting. Let's take a fib over here. Yeah, so I could see it even coming up as high as like 308, maybe even 310 before getting rejected back off. 307 is the next big key level. Then I would say basically 309 and then 310 are going to be the key levels that you want to look for on QQQ. I do have some puts here, some long dated puts here. We'll see what happens. It also wouldn't surprise me at all. You can see here clearly kind of getting like a head and shoulder look, so it may not even take that long, but if it push up here and then roll back over, makes a lot of sense to me on the Qs. Tesla broke its rising support today. 186 has been really strong for Tesla, and 190 has been resistant. So key levels for me, I definitely get very bearish on Tesla below that 186 range, and then above 190, it can send it to that 197 to 199 range relatively quickly, but that 197, 199 range, which is also the local golden pocket, has been providing a lot of resistance here on Tesla. But like I said, still you're making a series of, you got your high, higher low, higher high. I guess technically you are making a structure break right here, because now you've got a low, then you got a lower high, and now you also have a lower low. So it could come back up to, around 190 again and then kick off again. So just kind of this week, that is what I'm looking for on Tesla. For Meta, I talked about this one, I believe, in the last video. If not, I've definitely been talking about it on my Discord. Its macro 0.5 fib has been providing a lot of resistance here. You're also getting into some big volume shelves. So I'm basically looking for Meta to stay below the 0.5. I do have long dated puts on Meta here. At this point in time, I think we're coming back at least to maybe about 382. And you got two pretty good sized gaps below it. And the volume has been dropping off on Meta. So definitely a more short look on Meta. Nvidia, I've been tweeting about this one a bunch lately. Got a nice descending triangle breakdown today. And it did, it was just kind of chopping along. I really kind of thought it would roll over. It did push up towards the end of the day, but I still think overall Nvidia is going to be in a distributed phase. So I'm biding my time. I'm waiting on it. Apple, tweeted about this one, this rising wedge. I wouldn't be surprised at all for it to find support down here in the 155 range. It could break out, then retest, and then push back down. Really, so long for me is Apple. If it does get below that 157 range, I definitely get way more bearish on Apple and that 157 range. I talked about, well, I guess it was with my Discord, but Apple was trying to stay on top of the 0.65 right around the 158 where it had gotten rejected off of multiple times before, and that's what you want to see. So if you get a lot of multiple rejections, then once it actually breaks through, then you want to use all those rejections as your support zones at that point in time. And then if you can mount on top of what was previous resistance, now that can become really strong support. You can look for moves to the upside. Plus, you've got Apple's kind of big all-time, bear trend right here that's going to be coming up right around like that 165 or so. So even if, this wedge were to kind of bounce and curl back up, then, you might be looking at that, especially if tech continues to not look great. Google, for me, daily closed below the 200 moving average today. Google is not making some great structures here, and that 106 to 108 range has been was strong support back in here, and has been strong resistance right here. No position for me on Google, but I did notice today that it was closing below the 200 moving average. Real quick on AMC, once again, talked about this with my Discord a bunch on Sunday, where you wanted to see this low right here where AMC consolidated. You wanted to see it act as support, and then you got a nice push up today. Obviously, the rumors in the news about Amazon potentially buying out AMC partnership, things of that nature, swirling around. I sold some 6 calls almost right at the top today. I think it's gonna struggle to break above that 6 level this week. This what was former rising support, you can see here, is acting as resistance. So that's really what I'm looking for at this point in time from a local standpoint. Could get up to maybe 630, maybe even 684. You can see, this 200 moving average is going to be, waiting right around in there. And then, of course, if, the rumors turn out to either not be true or were made up, or, they were trust me, bro, anything along those lines. Full disclosure, I did not, investigate all the way. But it is encouraging to see a strong volume push up with, staying on top of what was, former support. Now you came back down. You retested that area, didn't quite fill the gap. Well, let me see here. Lowest 406. You actually closed it to the penny. So there you go. Close that gap right there, which I know the gaps don't ever fill. Close that gap right there, and now that's what you want to see. So you got the gap closed, and now you're getting a push up. So overall, AMC looks good. Obviously, if GME can continue to push up or anything like that, that'll obviously help there as well. But at the end of the day, once again, always do what's best for you. You catch a move like that on AMC, those options and IV can go wild in a hurry. Make sure you take advantage of that, my friends. All right, that's going to be it for today's video. Much love. I will see you, especially if we actually get some movement going. I'll definitely make a little bit more in-depth video on Thursday. But other than that, I'll see you on the next one. Much love, my friends. Have a good one.